Alright, Jessica Jones Season 1. I recently finished binge watching the first season of Jessica Jones. And let me just put it out right here. When this show first came out in November 2015, I watched the first couple episodes and I honestly was kind of bored with the show. I wasn't really interested all that much. I wasn't really interested in the characters. I wasn't really interested in the character of Jessica Jones because I barely knew anything about the character of Jessica Jones. Like, who is this Jessica Jones? Marvel character that I never heard of before. So I just stopped watching the show. I lost interest. So now that I'm doing my Marvel reviews with a Netflix series leading up to Infinity War, I decided, hey, let me rewatch the first season of Jessica Jones. Let me just get through this. And I thought, surprisingly, I actually kind of like Jessica Jones season 1. However, I don't love the show as many others do. I do have a couple of issues with this show, Jessica Jones. But my issues with the show definitely comes with the pacing. It can be slow and boring and sluggish at times. I feel like the pacing drags a lot with certain episodes in the show, especially with the build up to the main villain of the show, Kilgrave. I feel like the pacing is my main issue of why I wasn't interested in the show all that much. Cause the first couple of episodes, rewatching it, I was very interested. I got hooked, especially with the character of Jessica Jones, who is the detective who is an alcoholic. She works for Alias, and she is superhuman. She has superhuman strength. There was this one episode where like she takes a chair, she like bend the bottoms. I'm like, whoa. And in the first episode where she lifted up a car and the guy was like, how are you doing that? How are you doing that? It took me by surprise because I tried to figure out like, okay, other than that she's a detective, what else does she do? Like, does she have powers? Is she like what is Jessica Jones' character like? What's her powers? So seeing her having superhuman strength, I was like, enough said. Enough said. What is also very good about this show is that it is a female-led Marvel property with a strong female lead, Jessica Jones, played by Kristen Ritter. And I just really just applaud to that very much, is how we don't have to get a big, strong white dude in every Marvel property that we have could be the main lead. No, we got to have a female BA like Jessica Jones, who is our main protagonist, who's our heroine, our main heroine, and she is a total BA, like I said, because Jessica Jones, I started to get more interested and more invested in. Kristen Ritter is great, by the way, as Jessica Jones. Her character, I felt invested in. I cared about her character a lot. And especially like with her backstory with her parents, it definitely makes me part sides for her character a lot, as she has PTSD from this guy, this creepy weirdo, Kilgrave, played by David Tennant, one of the doctors from Doctor who was great to see in the series. And Kilgrave, let me tell you this right now. Kilgrave is one creepy mofo. Like, that guy, I do not want to be in a room near him. I do not want to, I do not want to talk to him or anything, because what he does, what Kilgrave does in the series, like, he controls you. Like, he mind controls you. Basically like how Scarlet Witch mind controls people. And that guy is just a creepy mofo. I mean, seriously, David Tennant does an amazing job as Kilgrave, and is probably one of the better Marvel villains I've seen. Back to Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones. I love how her character, Jessica Jones, gives no F's. I just love how she doesn't even view herself as a hero. She's just a detective that gets the job done and then go home, drink some alcohol, and probably sleep with Luke Cage afterwards. And speaking of Luke Cage, let's talk about Luke Cage right now. I love me some Luke Cage, guys. Oh my goodness, rewatching this series, I forgot how much I loved Luke Cage. I remember when I first watched the series back in 2015, the first couple episodes, and seeing him, I was like, oh yes, Luke Cage. And after, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the show back then, after watching the first couple episodes with him in it, I'm like, I need my Luke Cage show now. I need the Luke Cage show now, and good thing we got it now, because after this Daredevil, I'm going to review Luke Cage, because I love me some Luke Cage, guys. But Mike Colter as Luke Cage, he is phenomenal. He is phenomenal. I love his character. I love how he just basically like this big guy with unbreakable skin, and if you just inject a needle or anything in there, the needle pointer just break. Like, like Superman. If you check the needle through Superman, now things just break. And my culture is the man as Luke Cage. Like, I cannot see anybody else playing this character other than him, and he just made his character his own. I also love the sort of chemistry with Luke Cage and Jessica Jones in this series as well. I could definitely buy their relationship, even though that they slept many times in this series, which I was like, okay, Marvel, you definitely upping your game up. And Deadpool probably looked at that and like, we could have that in my movie. But no, seriously. But Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, their chemistry is fantastic. I love their bonding and relationship, even though I don't think they view themselves as a couple. They just probably view themselves as partners, and they sleep afterwards. I don't know, but that's one of the things I just love about this show is that JC doing Daredevil. They don't really view this as a superhero TV show. It's just a crime drama with a comic book character in it and a embodied and captured the essence of the comic and the source material of that character, like Daredevil and Jessica Jones, and they made a great show out of it, which Jessica Jones I'm not the biggest fan of. But what they did with this, I was very, very, very pleased. My favorite episode in this series is aka WWJD, where we find out more about Jessica's parents and her home life growing up in her childhood with her sibling and her parents, and Kilgrave showing all that to her and her old house. I actually was very invested in that because I want to learn more about Jessica Jones. I want to learn more about her backstory and certain other things about her character, which I hope we get to see more in season 2, which I'm going to watch very, very soon after I'm done with all this stuff. But Jessica Jones is a character that it makes me want to read comics of her. I'm not sure how many comics of Jessica Jones are there, but it's making me interested to see how, because even though, like, with certain Marvel movies, I know about the character, but with a character like this, I don't know anything about, but this is making me want to learn more about the character, which makes it even more interesting the more I think about the show. It makes me like it even more. Because this show isn't really a superhero TV show. This is a crime investigation TV show. Pretty much on the same lines as CSI Miami or Law and Order, I guess. Just any detective crime show, this definitely fits right in that genre, which Marvel and Netflix did a great job with that. And I also feel like the action is good. I really do like the action in the show. It's not overblown with a lot of action scenes in this series. It's there when it's needed, and when it's needed, it is perfect. Like the action in the show, especially like with Jessica Jones and Kilgrave, especially when they're in this little big tank, and Jessica Jones gets beating the crap out of Kilgrave. That was amazing, especially with the scene where Luke Cage is beating the crap out of everybody in a bar scene. That was awesome. You're also good to see Claire again in the final episode of season 1. And it's kind of cool that we saw her, like I said, in Daredevil. She's basically like the Nick Fury of the Netflix Marvel series universe, I would say, even though it is connected to the MCU. And I just love how she just pops up and basically she's like, hey, we're building a team, guys. Like how Nick Fury popped up in most after credit scenes for like Iron Man and Thor and Captain America, saying like, hey, we're building the Avengers. I honestly love that, especially like rewatching this. Especially they're teasing the Defenders with Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. They're teaming up. I honestly think that was a cool way they did that with Claire. She's like the Marvel Netflix Nick Fury, I would say, I guess. So overall, I do enjoy Jessica Jones a lot. But however, I don't think it is the greatest Marvel Netflix show. I love Daredevil, and I'm in the middle of binge watching season 2, which I love that as well. I'm loving season 2 of Daredevil. That's probably my favorite season. I'm not sure yet, but stay tuned for my review of that. But season 1 of Jessica Jones, it was pretty solid. I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to watch season 2 after Punisher and Jessica Jones. I will say, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with Jessica Jones season 1. It's a pretty solid Marvel Netflix series. I'm gonna give season 1 of Jessica Jones a B+. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of Jessica Jones season 1 in the comment section down below. And as always, if you are new to my channel and you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.